Welcome to another St. Pete by Night revamped production. The following is rated for mature audiences and may contain graphic themes that will be distressing to some viewers. As always, we recommend you ensure the safety and well-being of yourself and those around you at all times. Viewer discretion is advised.
In the heart of night, we rise from shadows, howling at the moon, igniting our battles, cleansing dire of an endless fight, until our final days we will fight. Thanks, man, we stand united as one. Evil spirits lurking with horror and dread. Little light leads us where the brave dare tread. Glory and honor, wisdom in our hand. Together we rise, take our final stand. Everywhere we run, the wind is at our back. All the warring forces we will track. From the depths of the ocean to the clouds in the sky, vampires tremble as we learn to fight. Rage across Tampa, in this fight we'll stay. Evil spirits lurking with horror and dread. Little light leads us where the brave dare tread. Glory and honor, wisdom in our hand. Together we rise, take a final stand. Rage across Tampa, in this fight we'll stay. Everywhere with the pack, let the night be our guide. In battles of honor, we shall never hide. We'll never hide.
Good evening and welcome to the St. Pete by Night Entertainment Network. St. Petersburg by Night is a World of Darkness community broadcasting from St. Petersburg, Florida. My name is Kent, also known as Michikent on all social media, and I will be your storyteller tonight. It's Tuesday night, and you know what that means. It's time for Rage Across Tampa, our Werewolf the Apocalypse 5th edition chronicle, where a pack of Garou have established the Sept of the Evening Star in Tampa Bay, Florida, where they combat the forces of the worm, both physical and spiritual. And if you like what you're hearing so far, you should go follow St. Pete by Night on all of that social media you see listed down below. And if you really like what you're hearing so far, you should join our community by following that Discord link you see in the description down below, because we have activities that you could be taking part in all month long. And rumor has it, we have some tables opening up in the next few months, including Vampire the Masquerade and Werewolf the Apocalypse. So if you want to be taking a seat at one of those tables, you should join that community as soon as possible, because I know that auditions are already taking place. So you want to sign up soon to get your spot at one of those tables. So follow that Discord link and join our community. I know we'd love to have you amongst our many ranks of the undead, the Garou, and the hunters, respectively. Of course, I couldn't tell this story alone. It would take some pretty incredible players to make it happen. So let's go ahead and introduce those players now. Players, go ahead and introduce yourselves if you please.
Hi, I'm Nori, and I'll be playing Melissa's Jester, the Galliard of the Black Furies.
Hey everybody, I'm Walks, and I will be playing Lukashaw, the Ragabash of the Shadow Lords, and the only thing this pack owes anybody is a good old-fashioned ass whooping.
Hey everyone, my name's Preston. I play Jason Dreams of Decay Thorn, Theurge of the Bonar.
Unfortunately, our Silver Fangs Philodox was struck ill at the 11th hour and is unable to join us today. So we wish Champ all the best in her recovery and hope she joins us soon. It is our summer finale. This is our last episode until late September, and we're really glad you're all here to join us for it because it is going to be a big one. That being said, let's catch you up on everything that happened last week. Jester and Star had a very important heart-to-heart about everything that Jester has been going through, about all of the rage that has been building over the past, well, let's be honest, several years, about the resentment that's been building towards Bateman, about all of the struggles that she's been going through. And well, Jester was able to kind of relieve some of the stress and tension that's been building, some of the guilt she had over the illness that afflicted Dreams in Decay, over the infection that he was struck by in attempting to prevent Jester from being infected. And with a little bit of Star's help, Jester was relieved of some of the Hirano and Hoglosk that had been affecting her. What will that mean for Jester going forward? How will she behave now that some of that stress has been removed from her shoulders? That remains to be seen. Aspen spoke with Anna Pelfrey about their legal approach to taking on the organization down in Piney Point, to taking on Pentex, and what it would mean with Bateman in the way, and how they would approach the meeting with Bateman, what strategy they would take towards this ceasefire, and how she should approach this treaty, and whether it should extend beyond this matter of handling this organization down in Piney Point. And then Lucas and Eliza had a very important conversation about his crisis of faith when it came to his patron Thunder, and now his vision that he had in regards to the prior occupants of the cairn, and how they were builders and how they had assisted the other changing breeds in the past. Then Jester and Charles went to the swamp that belonged to She Who Shines, and they assisted in cleansing the swamp, combating some of the infected creatures that had grown there before purging all of the infected species that had started to sprout up in the area, thus gaining the respect, or at least some respect, from She Who Shines, and assuring that there would be less ill will between the two sides moving forward, perhaps even the starting seeds of an alliance from that point forward. And then Aspen and Lucas went to meet with Edward Bateman to discuss the exact terms of the arrangement. Bateman laid down the parameters of how this arrangement would work, setting out that there would be boundaries, and that during certain times the downtown area could not be accessed, and that certain locations could not be accessed by the Garou, at least until the threat was neutralized. But with the hopes that this would go on forward beyond that. In exchange, he would supply information and iron going forward to help purge the threat and to make sure that the two sides could live in harmony. This agreement would need to be discussed before anything could be said beyond the threat, but it seems that an agreement has been made for the time being until the threat is neutralized. That brings us to tonight and our first scene, as Jace is on a ride that is interrupted by a phone call. Now, Jace, you've been busy trying to resume your normal life after the infection was finally purged, after you finally went through that really intense rite of being cleansed of the infection that has been, well, problematic for several months now. But having been cleansed, you found yourself able to be without the staff, being able to reconnect to the spirits. Now, you have kept the staff nearby because you know of its importance. You know that it is a valuable thing, and if it were to fall into the wrong hands, that would be a terrible thing indeed. So you have kept it close by, but you haven't felt the need to keep it on hand at all times. It's been nice to set it aside for at least a little while, to allow yourself that disconnect, to not feel attached to it for your own safety, and to be able to use your gifts freely, to be able to speak to spirits, to be able to go home to your bar, to not be able to be contained within the cairn, to not feel like you have a leash restricting your movements. It's been very freeing. As a rat, you yearn for urban environments, and being stuck in the middle of the woods, you can't help but feel that there are hawks overhead constantly waiting to pluck you from the ground and feast upon you. But now, home in the streets, surrounded by the familiar warehouses and alleyways, you can finally exhale, and you can feel the tension from your shoulders relaxing. As you go about the streets on your motorcycle, refamiliarizing yourself with your surroundings, you feel the vibration of your cell phone in your pocket, which causes you to pull over on your motorcycle and pull out your phone, and you see Olivia on the caller ID.
Give a nice smile and then pull somewhere where it's somewhat secluded in case it's some type of conversation, and then pick it up. What's up?
I was wondering if you were going to pick up.
Sorry, I was on a ride.
How are things?
Better. Weird term to use for here, but yeah, things are better. How are things there?
Pretty good. I actually was calling because I have some news. We are actually about to go on a pretty important assignment, so I wanted to give you a heads up before we went and just keep you in the loop about things going on up here.
Yeah, what's going on?
Well, we got a call from a sept up in Michigan. They have an important job. Apparently there's a mine. We were called in to help retrieve some iron from a mine up in the Upper Peninsula. Apparently it's having something to do with you guys, and that we're getting some assistance from your neck of the woods in the deal. Was surprised that we had to go through Michigan to get that, but it all works out in the long run, I guess.
You know, we're all interconnected in some shape or form. Yeah, it's another pack that's here. They're helping out with that plant issue that we're dealing with.
Yeah, from the sounds of it, we could have gotten a whole lot more out of the deal, but
Really?
we decided to be pretty generous. Yeah, from what I was hearing, we could have really squeezed you for the pretty penny out of this, but we're not greedy.
Appreciate you guys not doing that to them. Yeah, and the circumstance, we need it, so the squeezing would have been justified.
We're not going to do that to you. I've heard that things are getting pretty bad down there.
Yeah,
Is everything
I got
okay?
hit. For the most part. Remember when I called you and I told you I got hit by one of those plants?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got like really sick by it, like really sick. It was affecting my head. I was hearing all different kinds of stuff. I was seeing things, but it was blocking my overall connection to pretty much everything. Even myself, I became irritable. I one point, I lashed out at our my pack leader here. The infection itself got into my blood, and recently, I actually just got that all taken care of. Really extensive rite that one of the elders here did. Literally had to extract all of my blood out of my body.
But you're doing better.
Much better. The Aspen, she has a similar, actually same type of gift that I have, where can heal people, and she kind of helped me bounce back from the brink of death, in a sense. But yeah, the whole process has been excruciating. A lot of sleep, but I feel better. I'd say probably sitting like 80% right now.
Fuck, Jace, if I'd known it was that bad, we would have come down there. You know that.
I know, but I know that you guys also have your own shit you guys gotta do with. So
Nothing that bad. At least I would have come down.
I didn't want you to worry about it.
Well, now I'm fucking worried.
Well,
Thanks for that, asshole.
you're so welcome, but now you don't
Worried
have to worry
after
about
the
it.
fact.
But it's all taken care of now, so you're worried. You don't need to be worried.
Gonna give me gray hairs. Jesus.
I thought you already had those.
All right. Calm the fuck down.
My bad. Well, when you go up to Michigan, the pack that's there, they're young. Remember how I was when first came around, and a little unruly, just kind of tried doing my own thing, got in trouble.
Yeah?
They're gonna be along the same lines. They just need some guidance.
Well, word has it they're not going.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
we're going with the Hell Sept. They're gonna be taking lead
okay.
on this, and then we're meeting up with some of the folks up in Wisconsin, and the three of us are gonna lead the operation into the mines. Gonna leave the kids at home on this one. Probably actually send them back to you. Apparently they're a little too inexperienced for something as this, and we want it to go as smoothly as possible.
That's fair. A mine full of young Garou could go poorly.
Well, there's some belief that there are some Pentex ops in the area, at least an Endron organization or subsidiary operating out of there, and we want to make sure that we have full trust and control of the situation before we get into any trouble, and having kids losing their minds out there would be a very, very bad idea.
No, that's a good point. Fuck, Pentex. They're really. It was one thing in Columbus, that little bit that we had to deal with it, but here, Liv, it sucks. I fucking hate them.
Sounds bad. But that's why they're bringing three of us, 3 Septs going in. I mean, we want to make sure it goes well so that we can get you what you need. I mean, from the sounds of the negotiations, it was a pretty important call. So we were happy to help. I mean, we wanted to ask for something in return, so we didn't sound overly eager to help. We didn't want to look weak in front of the Michigan and Wisconsin Septs. We would have done it for free, obviously, but because it's you, but we gotta look like we are negotiating.
Right, you gotta play the part.
Well, Sludge Fist isn't gonna look weak in front of Red or anything like that.
No, I'm surprised that no one got hit during the exchange.
Can't say. We weren't up there for that. We just called in and let them know what we wanted.
That's probably better, because Sludgefish probably would have hit somebody.
Probably. Well, from the sounds of it, there was a tussle, but it had nothing to do with the negotiations.
I'd like to say I'm surprised, but I'm not.
I don't know about all that, but
Yeah.
either way, we're supposed to be heading up there probably in about week and a half or so, and then we're gonna hopefully be able to take care of the whole thing within 2 weeks, and then be on our way back and have Iron heading down your way shortly after that. But
That'll be awesome. That'll be a huge help. I've had some encounters with some of the things here, and the rune here keeps throwing me into like the front line, which is, just my forte. I love being up in the thick of it.
that's got to be fun for you.
Yeah, my clumsy ass out there. But he's helping me. I'm learning how to shoot a gun.
Oh, well, you love guns.
Yeah, they're my favorite. Nothing's better than this projectile that shoots out super fast and rips through everything. It's great.
Are they at least keeping you safe?
Very. It's me putting myself more in dangerous situations and them getting me out of it.
Well, at least there's that.
Yeah. Yeah, we are just careful we're going into that mine. That the things that we're fighting here, I'm hoping aren't there. There's beings that are infected with whatever they're throwing out. And fire's one of the best ways to take care of it.
Okay, well, fire's not exactly great for us, and in closed quarters, that'd be even worse, but at least it's good to know if worst comes to worst. Okay.
Yep. Ripping and clawing works, but you gotta make sure you destroy all of it. Any part that remains, it can come back.
So every last piece.
Correct. Yeah, none of it can. That's why fire is what works.
Okay, so burn it all down. Got it.
Yeah, if it is even there. If it has to do with Endron or Pentex at all, better to take all courses of caution, especially when you're stepping into that area.
All right, so I'll let Spirit Keeper know about that, so she can keep an eye out if there's any pieces left over.
Yeah, I gotta reach out to her. Having just some questions I got about the Karen down here. That curious if she's had similar run-ins. It's the urge stuff.
No, that's beyond me.
Yeah.
I can write it down, but much beyond that, it's over my head.
Yeah, if you can just ask her if she knows anything about Turtle. And just
Okay.
I know it's weird. If it's going on what I think's going on, she might have an idea. I don't want to say too much in case, but if she can reach out to me, that'd be great.
Like
I'm gonna try and
Leonardo, Michelangelo, Raphael, Donatello, that kind of thing?
That turtles, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the just this place is extraordinary and it's beautiful and it's so much fun, but it's so scary and it's dangerous but the thrill is awesome.
Sounds like you're making yourself pretty comfortable down there. Don't go getting too comfortable.
I've gotten pretty comfy, Liv.
I have a feeling that might happen.
I got nothing against Columbus. It was great. It's my home. But this place, that's something that I've never experienced before.
It was only a matter of time. We already have a theurge up here. And when Rat came calling for you and saying that you were needed, I'd hoped we'd have more time. But this is how Garou life goes.
It doesn't mean we can't visit.
I know, and you have a story of your own to write, and I can't wait to to hear it, and I can't wait to tell it. I'm excited for you. And we're family, and that family doesn't stop just because of distance. I'm so proud of you. And I want you to know that you will always have a home here. And of course we'll visit, and of course we'll see each other. And it came a lot sooner than I hoped it would.
Well, Rat didn't really give us a whole lot of time. He just kind of said, hey, do this. You pass, cool, you're leaving. That's kind of how that went with him, and that's just how he is. He's not really one for big, extravagant things. This is happening, go do it.
Yeah, if only you'd been a serpent like me.
Yeah. But, Rat and I have a history.
Yeah. Fucking prick.
But yeah, I get it. Yeah, no, you're right. He is. But if you do come down here, you're gonna really love everyone that's down here. And I don't know if I want you to meet the other Galliard down here, Jester, or not. It's either you guys are gonna really hit it off and be best friends and torment the shit out of me, or you're gonna hate each other. It's either way.
Tell me about her.
She's a lot like you. She's a Black Fury, though. So
Shit.
Lot of passion.
Yeah, I know that type.
But she also has this really endearing, caring side. She puts us all on her back to carry, and the reason I did what I did is because she reminds me of you, and that's the only thing I can think of why I would jump in front of a giant volcanoing, porous, stupid plant.
You getting a crush, Jace?
I don't know. Hope not. But I'll just push those to the side.
Well, she reminds you of me. You could do a lot worse. Actually, I don't think you could do any better.
I don't know if I want to say yes to that, because then you will come down here.
Damn right I would.
Yeah. No, everyone here is really great. And that's why I've gotten so comfortable. Like, with everything else going on, Columbus didn't feel wrong, but this place feels right.
Good. If it was important enough for you to go down there, they damn sure better deserve you.
They performed that right to get that infection out of me. And they've been more than accommodating to letting me in and giving me a place to stay. And they're good people. And that's another reason why I've chosen to actually stay here, and I joined them, like, officially.
Wow. Commitment.
Yeah, first time for everything.
Guess so. Well, I'll have to break the news to the rest up here. They're going to be devastated.
Yeah,
They'll be happy for you. They will.
well, I mean, as happy as I can be. I'm sure Firetongue won't be overly thrilled. She'll have some choice words.
She will have a laundry list of choice words for you, but she also, of all of us, knows that it was inevitable. These things, it's part of the process. You can't stay in one place forever. Our job as your first pack is to teach you and bring you up and then send you out into the world to find your place, and it sounds like you did. I wish it was here, of course I do, but I'm glad it's somewhere, and it sounds like you're doing really important work.
Yeah, it's big. It's trying to balance things out again. You know how the triad's off, and trying to get that balance. Like, it's so heavy here, and this fight's gonna take a while. But I believe we're making some decent headway. But this eternal battle that we have, it just seems like the hits keep coming, but we keep trucking on.
Well, they never really stop. That's the point, isn't it? I mean, if the fight were ever to end, what would be the point of us, one way or another? I kind of hope it never does. I just hope we get the upper hand in it one day.
Maintenance would be cool.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that.
That would be good. Better to just be trimming the hedges than having to keep up with the overgrown forest.
Plants in general right now, I'm over it.
Oh, I can only imagine.
There's a plant that attacks us also. Yeah. So I don't know how it works or anything like that, but Jester came in contact with it, and it's like inner workings of this like viney plant has silver in it.
Oh, you're fucking kidding me.
No, it lashes out and will strike you with it.
So silver plants that act on their own and attack Garou.
Yeah, and that's the ground, and then you also got from the sky these weird plant bird things. I wish I was making this up.
So we can't even trust the animals anymore? We can't even trust animals and plants anymore?
Well, you know that you'll be able to tell the difference for sure. They'll look weird. Like, they'll look like they have these mushrooms almost growing off of them. But yeah, literally watch the ground you step on and the skies that you're beneath.
Fantastic. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
You know, we're literally going into the ground, right? We're going into a mine.
Uh-huh. Yep. Have a spirit keeper look on the other side. You can see them.
Pretty sure she lives on the other side most of the time, so...
She really does. If she could live there, I'm sure she would.
A summer home. I know that's her long-term goal, is to have a summer home on the other side. Yeah.
Hey, if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be her.
It will be. It sure will.
That's what I can, as far as going into that mine, that's kind of what I can give you on that end. Mushroom spore people, fire. Watch out for plants that have silver linings, and explosive volcanic plants, and the sky with the chaotic birds.
Okay. Well, as far as I know, if anything weird were happening up there, I'd assume we'd be getting word of it, but we'll keep an eye out at least for anything strange. It's a big place. I mean, it's one of the biggest mines left in the country, so there's a lot of eyes on it. I think we're just going to be mostly running into people and trying to keep a low profile as best as we can, and most of the resistance seems to be human security, if any of the early reports are to be believed. I think we're just going to be running into Banes and possible Fomori, but I'll let you know how it goes, of course. As soon as it's over, I'll give you a call and let you know how it went.
Awesome. Yeah, that's all I can really give you that I can think of at this moment. The people, if it is Pentex, they can, if it's all connected like I think it is, they can communicate telepathically. So it's not even like by sight, it's all in the head. When I was infected, I was able to tap into it.
This just gets weirder and weirder.
Yeah, it's only I think it's going to get worse before it gets better, but that's why you guys helping is going to be awesome. It's going to be huge.
Okay. Yeah, sure thing. We will get you what you need. That I can assure you. We will get you the iron, and we'll take it from there. This is going to be one of the craziest stories I've ever written.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to sell this to anyone. I mean, Walking Dead's already out there. Last of Us is already out there, so I don't know how I'm going to make any money off of this, but, you know, I'll try to make something out of this.
New video game.
Sure.
Might be able to make that work.
Sure.
Yeah. But let me know how it goes. And if you need anything, just let me know. I'll see if we still have a picture. The one of the bags had a picture of the fertilizer they were using, and if that's in the area, you for sure can bet that the plants will be nearby. I'll reach out to someone and I'll get that picture sent over to you.
Yeah, if you can give us any heads up, any extra information. I mean, we're basically relying on whatever they have up in Michigan in terms of intel, so any extra help would be useful. I mean, we're going in mostly based off of what they're providing. They're taking point on this, so we're just coming in as assistants.
But you don't have any of the things I mentioned going on there, right?
Nothing yet, no.
Okay, good.
No, surprisingly, things have been fairly quiet here. We've been doing mostly maintenance, which is why we were willing to step in and help out on this one.
That's good to hear, though. At least you
Yeah.
get to do the maintenance.
Yeah, it's been nice. I mean, even the leech issue has been quiet. We haven't really had anything going on here, which is alarming, but I'm cautiously optimistic for the time being. We're just not having anything happening.
That is weird, especially with the leech issue. We had a few of those run-ins, and they had their own little like hovels that they were staying in.
I know. Well, we were able to knock out some of those hovels, and it seemed like they retreated after that. Like they really, really pulled out. And we think that they may have moved to Dayton, possibly even Cincinnati, but it's been quiet, like very quiet. And that makes me nervous to leave the area entirely, but this should be a quick out-of-town thing, and we're going to be leaving some spirits behind. Spirit Keeper says she has some scouts that she can leave behind, some sentries she can leave behind just to watch our backs, but we want to roll out as full-forced as possible so that we're not leaving anything up to chance while we're up there. So
That's fair. And luckily, it's not terribly far.
no, it should be a quick few days that we're up there, and then we'll be back.
Okay. Well, I look forward to hearing from you. Yeah. You need anything, just let me know, and I'll let you know what I can do.
Yeah, I'm sure everything's going to be fine. I mean, we've handled ops like this before, and if we're bringing 3 septs worth of Garou, this should be a piece of cake.
Should be a nice little cakewalk.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it in the slightest. But you just please be safe, okay? I'm always thinking about you. You're always on my mind, and I want to make sure that you're well taken care of. I was really, really worried to hear that you were sick, and now I'm glad you're better, but if it happened once, that means it can happen again, and you might not be so lucky the second time, so please watch your back down there.
I never want to go through that again, so absolutely, I will be as safe as I can.
Okay. I'm glad you found a place that you feel appreciated and loved, but know that nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to love you as much as I do.
I understand that, and I love you too.
All right, well, I got some preparations to make, but send along that intel when you can, and I'll spread the word that you say hey to everyone up here, and I'll definitely text you everyone's grumbles and retorts and well wishes.
I look forward to it.
All right, take care of yourself.
You too. You'll hang up.
As she hangs up the phone, what's going through your mind after that conversation with Olivia?
He's happy to talk to his best friend again. It was hard to tell her that he's not going to be coming back there to his home, but it was something that he'd been wanting to tell her for a while. But he's also nervous about what's going on with what's been going on here with Pentex and how they operate going into that mine. Even with 3 seps, Pentex is in this chess game 5 moves ahead. So he's trying to figure out a way to benefit them the best he can. He gave all the intel that he feasibly can. He wishes that he could tell her more, but there are some things that, him being a rat, he can't really disclose.
Having those secrets, even as a rat, can weigh heavily upon you. And as confident as they seem, as well equipped as they seem, Pentex is always an unknown threat. And there is nothing more frustrating, more unnerving to a bone gnar than the unknown. With that, we transition to our next scene. Jester, the last few days, ever since your conversation with Star, have been unusual, to say the least, because they have been light. You probably didn't realize just how much weight you've been carrying on your shoulders, just how much fire you've been carrying in your chest. You didn't realize just how much this all has been affecting you, truly affecting you, until it was gone. Both for the good and the bad. Relief would be an understatement, because it's easy to be relieved of something in the moment. It's easy to have your burdens relieved temporarily. But to literally have deep wounds, scars on your soul healed, in an instant, to have the things that have pained you and possibly even motivated you, driven you, lifted, even if they were unhealthy motivations. It can send you into an almost daze. And to add on top of that, the information you were given by Star, the 3 paths of motivation. Juniper, your sister, the bat, your mother, who is just a few miles away, who you'd believed to be still in Colorado, drowning all of her pain, all of her anger, all of her sorrow, all of her history. now seemingly cleansing herself in rehab, something that you would never have thought possible, something that you may have only dreamed about once upon a time. Now, actually happening. And now, actually happening within a stone's throw distance from you. So, with this daze, you find yourself seated at the dining room table. And it's the smell of the stir fry from the kitchen that brings you out of the daze as Charles, with a apron around his waist, carries out 2 plates from the kitchen, setting one down in front of you before bringing another over and setting it in front of his place. He takes a seat at the table.
Looks good.
I certainly hope so. Where have you been?
Sitting here after you shooed me out of the kitchen, saying you didn't need any more help.
I think we both know that's not what I mean.
Here, but okay. So the other day when I was looking after Jace while he was recovering, I talked to Star. She actually visited me, so we talked for a bit about, what's going on and I guess things that are bothering me. But she she gave me three people to help. I guess you could say like tasks sort of or something, but she said there's 3 people that I have the opportunity to help. And then also she kind of after talking to her and hugging her, things just feel different.
Different
so
how?
Not so heavy. Not as sad. Not as angry. Feels weird. Had it so long that with it gone, it just feels weird.
He furrows his brow. Well, first, I'm unnerved to hear that a spirit gave you a task, because the last of our pack that I spoke to that received a task from a spirit didn't end so well. So I'm hoping that there isn't some sort of ultimatum involved in that task. And if there is, you better tell me.
There's no ultimatum.
Good.
And I don't think it's the same.
Good.
I think with what Aiden was given, I think that was more of a warning and not a task.
Fair enough.
I mean, I'd be happy to tell you about them.
Well,
The first one,
let's get to that in a moment.
okay.
What do you mean felt something lifted off of you? Explain that.
I mean, for the past at least year, I guess, I've felt just sad at everything and like, you know, talked to you before about this, like feeling hopeless, like starting to feel like, you know, was there a point to what we were doing? And you've helped me through a lot of that. You gave me new hope, but at the same time, even then, it felt like the hope you gave me, I was just desperately clinging to not to feel the other way. And now it's more like I feel I actually do feel hopeful. I feel like we really could do this if we put our minds to it.
I see.
And I tried so hard, really, really hard to keep it in check, but I was always angry and not, and jokes about Black Furies aside, and, you know, a lot of the anger I had before just built up into this like hard, hot ball inside of me. And I used to have these really, really dark fantasies about what I would do to Bateman if I ever got a hold of him. It's kind of funny. Artie tried to convince me a while back that maybe, you know, I should look it as a new perspective and be grateful that what Bateman did also made me stronger. Now, I didn't really want to think about that then, but now thinking about it, maybe he's right. I do. I was naive and now I'm not. And I don't know, I just feel better. I'm not constantly trying to push down something that's I have to let out every now and then. I'm not so wanting to hurt Bateman as much as I just want to see him dealt with so he doesn't hurt other people like he did Leon, and how he's hurting Mia.
You've centered.
Yeah.
I understand this. I have spent a lot of time learning many disciplines to be the best combatant I could be. Growing up, I wanted to learn all the ways I could destroy. I never wanted to be outmatched in any form. I wanted to know how to shoot. I wanted to know how to grapple. I wanted to know how to claw. In all of those disciplines, in all of those arts, the one thing that is consistent is balance and center. If you know where your balance is, know where your center is, you can counter any force. Sounds like you have been off balance for quite some time. Or when you were in balance, it's because you had an even distribution of weight on both sides. An even distribution of anger and sadness. Perhaps, for the first time in a long time, you are without either.
Maybe.
My recommendation to you would be to savor it, because it doesn't last long and it's a rare thing for our kind.
So she gave me a huge gift.
Sounds like it. Or it's some sort of spiritual trickery, and that's why we should never trust them. But
Mm-hmm.
call me a skeptic.
You know, Star is like our pack patron, right? Like, she's always helped us, always willing to help us.
That's what they want us to think. You see the corner of his lip upturn ever so slightly.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I believe she has given you a gift. A well-deserved gift. You have carried a great burden on yourself for a long time. And not just your own, but the burdens of others.
Yeah, but I mean, you've carried some of my burdens. At least I was a burden.
Yes. But I have center. I have balance.
Yes, because
And
you're
I'm very
perfect.
strong.
Mm-hmm. It's fair. You are probably the strongest person I've met. It might be a debate between you and Ryder, but that will never be figured out.
Difference is I'm still alive.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. That's a good one.
Regardless, it is a gift. And if anything else, it's a warning. It's a preparation. Because I believe Star foresees a great many more burdens to come.
I mean, isn't that our life?
Always.
One catastrophe, or trying to prevent one catastrophe after another one?
It's also a fresh start.
Yeah.
You took on those burdens because you had the ignorance of youth, the inexperience of a young Garou. Now, with age and wisdom, with experience, you have learned how to foresee, how to prepare for, how to weather the storm of a Garou life. And in doing so, you may have learned how not to take those burdens on yourself so easily. Some burdens you just have to choose not to carry.
Okay.
It's not an easy thing. Believe me.
I mean, I suppose you're used to taking on burdens by yourself. You spent most of your time emotionally apart from even your old pack, right?
As many burdens as I took on, there were doubly so those that I didn't.
You be help. Will you be help? Will you be there to help me figure
Of
out?
course. But you have to trust me when I tell you not to. As hard as that is.
If I ask for an explanation, will you give it to me?
As best as I can.
Then I'll trust you.
I know you will. So, he grabs the napkin and puts it in his lap as he starts to eat. Tell me about these tasks you've been given.
Like I said, there are opportunities to help people in pain or in need. Both, really. Um, First one, it's Juniper.
He immediately stops eating, then looks at you. Well, she didn't bury the lead. You
Yeah, she did.
say so.
I mean, maybe not to you, because Juniper's not kin to you. She's not family. She is to me. So I think both Star and I knew that it wasn't a surprise. In fact, she tried to kind of be like vague about it, but then I was like, it's Juniper, isn't it? And she didn't say yes, but she smiled in a way that's like it's Juniper. I mean, all of these are going to be difficult. Like I said, she did bury the lead because she started with Juniper, but Juniper's not going to be the most difficult for me.
Well, be prepared. You'll have your
Yeah.
hands full. She and Forged got into a fight up in Michigan.
Shit.
Delphine says it was handled and some aggression they both needed to let out, but nonetheless.
So this is just pups fighting? I mean, that
So-
happened back in Colorado a bit too, so I got into my own scraps with other pups. So,
So it would seem.
okay. It's not too bad, hopefully. I mean, she has some sort of plan or some sort of vengeance she is trying to enact. I know she and Gorgon talked about it. I need to get her to trust me enough to talk so I can help her.
Anyway, that's not the worst of it.
The second was, so I need you to breathe. And after I say this, count to 10. There is a Kamazotz, the Werebats. There's one here in the city.
Now you're just making things up.
Mm-mm. I'm pretty sure she wasn't. She said that he's in pain and he's not well in the head and he's been tortured with voices of the worm for a very long time. But there's an opportunity to help him.
Charles gets a very confused look on his face. Jester, this isn't me being coy. That's impossible. Kamazotz have been extinct for a very long time. The last of them died easily 100 years ago.
Then why were we talking about them if they were extinct? Shouldn't we be talking about the potential ones that could come that were still around? I'm confused because we've been talking about them for like a couple weeks, ever since She Who Shines shows up.
Fair point, but I was talking about it theoretically, in rhetoric. Expecting the unexpected, but it is quite impossible. I didn't believe that a Mokale would show up, and here it is.
Can we just throw out the it's impossible at this point? Because, the last 2 months have been kind of impossible.
I'm trying, but you have to understand.
I know.
The shriek of the bat was heard. It was recorded in story.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it was some other sort of bat creature?
I had heard tell that others had tried to create rites to manifest new changing breeds, new bats, to bring back the Kamazotz, but to no success. If there is a bat creature, could be a leech. It could be some creation by Pentex or the worm. Or could be something else entirely, but whatever it is, it can't be trusted. But you're right.
I mean,
Strange things have been happening, and I won't deny that Star has an insight that we don't have. But as far as the nation is aware, as far as our scholars are aware, as far as our history is aware, the Camazotz are extinct.
okay. Well, whatever he is, he needs our help. And yeah, probably not trust him. From what Star said, he was already tormented, so by she said voices of the worm, so that alone, one, I want to try to help because that's terrible and I don't think people should suffer that. And but at the same time have to approach with some caution.
Agreed.
Hopefully he won't come flying into our cairn.
Well, as far as I know, Eliza and Jace have been working with the spirits to assure us that that won't happen, and Lucas and I have been shoring up the defenses to try and make the cairn hidden even from other changing breeds. So, hopefully that won't be the case, but anything's possible. So, of that, what's the third? Hopefully it can't be worse than that.
Not for you. More difficult for me. Um, she showed me my mom, who is in rehab across the bay.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently, my mom's been looking for me or wanting to reach out. But also, she's getting better.
Did she know you were here?
I don't know. I mean, I know Artie did some weird stuff to get to ruin most of the records of everything that happened last year, but um I was announced as a terrorist with my real name. So it probably went past Florida.
That's a fair point. How do you feel about it?
why couldn't she have done it before my change? Before everything got so complicated? In the years and years, I'd hope she'd get clean and we could get away from those apartments, all of it. Um, it never happened, but now that I literally have to fear every connection I make with a person is going to end up getting them killed, it has to be now.
This is one of those things. One of those things you can't carry. It's unchangeable. It has happened. The story is written. Perhaps it had to happen for you to be where you are now. For you to be Garou. That being said, if you had asked me even a year ago, I would have told you, you're right. You should not make contact. You should not have connections. But a certain pestering, leather-clad, rebellious Black Fury has taught me that those connections are what make this fight worthwhile. That we need those connections. Give us something to fight for. And while they do make us vulnerable, while they do put us at risk, some risks are worth taking. What you need to decide is whether this is a risk you want. No spirit can decide that for you. She can only offer you the path. You must choose if you walk it or not. But you cannot change what has happened. You can only change what will happen. Your mother was a flawed and broken person.
I guess I have even more of an understanding of that now. Or at least what it's like.
Sounds like more than one of you were given another chance. Perhaps the three paths that you were shown are three paths of second chances. That's why you were given the gift of a second chance. That you can offer that gift to them.
Kind of like a pay it forward thing.
Kind of like.
It's probably a good philosophy to live by. Pay it forward. But of course, it also relies on the trust that the others will pay it forward too.
Doesn't have to. You always expect others to follow in your footsteps. You will find yourself disappointed more often than not. Just do it because it's the right thing to do. You hope that they will as well.
Yeah, I like that better.
You set an example for them to follow, whether they do or don't.
There's something I haven't told you for a while. Mostly because I didn't even want to think about it. So I didn't really. I've kind of put it in the back of my mind and just locked it away. When Artie told me about Juniper and our dad, I also found out that my birth mother is still alive and here in Tampa.
So you have two mothers in the city.
Yeah,
Sounds like you have an excess of parentage.
I mean, also Eliza and our unofficial mother-daughter adoption of each other.
A modern family, if I've ever heard of one.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe for a little while I'll deal with the one I know and then figure out if I want to meet the one I don't.
Could have a situational comedy, Three Moms and a Fury.
You're getting better at that.
I'm trying. Well, that is a lot.
Yeah, but it feels doable.
If anyone can do it, you can.
I love your faith in me.
If anyone has earned it, you have.
Yeah, coming from you, that means a lot. The King of Judgment. Or the Prince of Judgment, I suppose.
I know others may say I would be biased, but this pack has shown me a great deal in the time that I have been here. A great deal of growth and change, and now having worked with another pack these past several months, they have a lot to aspire to in seeing your actions and seeing your deeds and what you have done. And it makes me realize just how much all of you have accomplished under a great deal of duress and without a lot of guidance. You should be proud. other Garou would have buckled under the strain that you have managed to succeed under. And I mean that with no bias.
Thanks. It is kind of crazy thinking back on it. We were just a bunch of hopeful kids who came here.
Yes.
A bunch of dreams and no information.
Now look at you.
Yeah. We're pretty badass.
Badass indeed. Take your time to decide how you wish to approach these things, if you wish to approach them at all. But I believe you have an opportunity. You have gained a great deal of insight and wisdom over this time. And with that wisdom that you have gained, you are able to make choices and to help others in ways you weren't able to under the burdens you were carrying. And in doing so, you will be able to move forward without taking on more burdens.
You always give really good advice.
I try to. Your food's getting cold.
Yeah, both of us are. I'll pick up a fork and start eating.
As the two of you settle into your meal, taking that first forkful of food, it is, of course, divine, as most of the cooking you've gotten accustomed to eating at home is. But with the work you've been doing at the cairn and the heightened alerts from all of these new visitors and new threats that have been rising up, you haven't had a good home-cooked meal in quite some time. So this is a much-needed escape and relief, as you haven't had to eat on the go, going to bartending shifts and running to assignments, as you often have. So as you take in the meal, what's going through your mind after this conversation with Charles?
I'm less confused about like how I'm feeling and more settled after talking to him. I'm, as much as I have mixed feelings about seeing my mom again, I still want to. I still intend to. But definitely going to take some time and think about how I want to approach each of these things or each of these people before really leaping into anything, because usually leaping into things has been the bane of my existence, so I've kind of learned from that. Also, it feels really good to eat dinner with Charles again.
Speaking of unfinished business, we move on to our final scene of the first half of tonight's story. We find ourselves at the biker club belonging to the bikers of the Howlers, the newly named Howlers. Here, we find Lucas and Larry closing up shop for the night. Now, Lucas, as the vice president, you aren't responsible as much for the duties of a prospect. But as the officer that remains behind, Bruce having gone home much earlier, you are just overseeing the efforts, and you stayed behind tonight because you wanted to have a conversation with Larry. You wanted to follow up, as it's been quite some time since you've talked about kin seeking. Since you've talked about Larry's upcoming fate. He seems to still be avoiding the subject and has not even approached you since that initial conversation. In any encounters you've had with him since, it's usually been in groups. And if the two of you have even passed in a hallway, he's been quick to move past, keeping his head down and only murmuring an acknowledgement. But now, as the two of you are the only ones left in the bar, there's nowhere to go. So, as he stands behind the bar, cleaning up the remaining glasses, stocking behind the bar from the cooler, the scene is yours.
Lucas will be sitting at the bar, nursing a glass of water. He just kind of crosses his arms on the bar and watches Larry for a moment, sure that he's not going to make eye contact with Lucas at all. And then he'll just speak up. How you been?
Larry freezes before resuming. Well enough. Lots to do ever since everything's kind of changed around here.
It's fair. Got a lot less hands.
It's all right, I like to stay busy.
How's your mom?
She's good. She's working a lot. He stops, stands up, and as he's facing away from you, you can see he takes a steadying breath and then turns to face you. Listen. I'm sorry. I've been acting so weird, and I'm sorry that I haven't been... I'm trying. I don't know. Everything in me wanted to run. Everything in me wants to run. Everything in me wants to say that this can't be true, this can't be possible. I don't know how to do this. Every time I go home, every time she asks me how my day was, I wonder, is it going to be the last time I'm going to go home? Is it going to be the last time I'm going to tell her that it was fine. And I don't want it to be. Maybe it's wrong, Lucas. Maybe it's not me.
That's fair. It's fair. That's you wouldn't be the first person to think that. I promise you that. You wouldn't be the first person to want that. But I think I might have approached this in a out of order sequence last time we talked. I gave you a lot of shit to process and a lot of warnings and cautions and this, that, and the other. But we didn't get into the perks, I guess you would call it.
Perks?
Yeah. Yeah, there's perks.
Anything in the movies is to believe. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of perks. It seems like there's a lot of waking up in the woods naked.
You know, I'm not going to lie to you. There is a chance that's going to happen.
Also seems like there's a lot of hurting people.
There is going to be some of that. Although people is a complicated word to use there too. Okay, how about this? And Lucas will step down off the stool and he'll take off his vest and he'll set it on the bar top and he'll just kind of put up his hands and step back. And he's like, all right, don't freak out.
You're a bit late for that one, Lucas. I've been freaking out for probably the past several months. In a perpetual state of freak out right now.
I told it's no okay, just watch, okay? Just watch. And he'll step out to the middle and kind of look around to make sure there is definitely nobody left. And he'll kind of begin to kneel down and he'll shift into lupus form.
Okay. As you drop down to all fours, the fur spreading over your body, your senses growing a little bit sharper, the intense scent of cleaning solution mixed with stale alcohol filling your nostrils. You do hear the breath catch in Larry's throat, but it's not as sharp and sudden as the reaction usually is when somebody sees the change happen for the first time. You can almost tell he's been going over what it would be like in his head, what a change would be like. So seeing it might be different than he pictured it, but it's probably something he's imagined. Okay.
Lucas will kind of turn in some circles a few times and then kind of trot over and pop up on one of the tables.
So do you still understand talking?
I'll give him a little paw wave.
Okay. You don't want to just attack me or bite me or anything right now?
He'll kind of tilt his head for a second, and then lick his lips a couple of times.
See him reach for a bottle as if he's going to smash it.
And he'll just kind of sit down and then just kind of go all the way down onto his belly.
Very funny, Lucas. Dickhead. So you can control yourself when you're like this.
He'll sit back up and take a couple of steps and jump off the table. And as he's jumping off the table, he'll shift back into Hamid form.
He stumbles back a little bit at the sudden change and transition as you hop off, but as you are back in your Hamid form, he has his back pressed against the wall, but he relaxes once he sees you fully take your human shape again. How do you still have clothes on? That's the part I don't get.
That's one of the perks, both of these perks. Yeah, so you were worried about the getting naked thing. We have a way to bless, I think is the best word I could use to describe it. Eliza's really good at it. She takes care of most of us. A clothes so that when we change, we don't end up in the woods naked or downtown naked or anywhere really naked.
Is that why you never change your pants?
Yeah, that's the thing. We can't wash them either, so that might explain some other things too. But we can, just like not in a washing machine.
Yeah, okay. You smell like you've been washing your clothes on a washboard or something like that.
That's a good assessment. That's a good assessment, Larry. Yeah.
I always thought that was really weird about you. I'm like, is he kind of Amish or something? Like, that's just strange.
I kind of grew up in a commune. That's a weird association, but we're going to get into that a lot later. Like a lot later. But to answer your question, and I was fucking with you, but to answer your question, no, I don't have an overwhelming desire to eat you or hurt you. This is just one of the forms that we use to accomplish what we do.
Okay. One of. So there's more.
There are this one, and then there are 3 more.
3?
Yeah. The other 3 are more complicated. They take a little bit, 2 of them take a little bit more effort. One of them takes a bit more effort and is only kind of like break glass in case of emergency. That's the one you probably haven't from the movies.
That's the like man wolf, big scary.
Yep. Big scare. Yep, that's that one.
Got it.
It's
underworld, like.
But it's accurate. This thought process, and it's got its own built-in. The stats and the others humans don't tend to remember when they see it. Claws and bites and.
Why does Ryder or why does Bruce remember?
Bruce. Something that me and him need to look into and discuss a little bit more. Somebody in Bruce's family was one of us. And he is what we call a Ghislaine. It's related to. That's not always something that manifests. So your mom, maybe, is the best answer I have for that. But they can look at us and not freak out and run away when they see us in our big scare form. Also, they kind of get roped into things because of that.
Why he was VP to Ryder.
Made perfect sense when I figured it out.
Okay. So, what's if how are we? I'm saying we. How are you, the good guys?
That's here. That's a complicated question, but we have everything, the whole world, right? You watch the news, you read the newspapers, the world is not doing well, right? Shit's bad. It's bad for the people, it's bad for the land, it's bad for the air, it's bad for the water. That's not the way things are supposed to be. There's a natural order, right? Things are born, they live, and they die, and what's left of them when they die gets recycled, and then new things are born. It's a circle. So,
Right. The Lion King song, I get it. Yeah.
yeah, Elton John, fantastic. So like when things aren't anything, they're just ready to be something, or they're just natural. We call that the wild. It's nature, it's energy, it's just pure potential, possibility. And then out of that, things are made. Wood is turned into tools, metal is turned into tools, buildings, all kinds of stuff, right? Process of putting all that together, we call that the weaver, like a spider, right? Making things.
He furrows his brow and kind of twists up his face like a spider.
Yeah, like spiders make things. They exist in nature and they make things.
Starting to sound really nerdy. The Weaver.
It gets interesting after this. And so when something's been around too long or its time is over, it starts to corrode and break down, like when things rust or rot, or when an animal dies, or when we die and we decay back into the earth, and what's left of us returns back to the wild. Well, that process is governed by what we call the worm.
Like what we used to fish with.
It's a representation. Yeah.
Why don't you just call it beginning, middle, and end?
Because the end is not like the end, it's a new beginning.
Okay.
Circle, right?
Right. Okay.
So at some point, the worm part of it went a little bit too hard. It wanted to break down way more. And some people say because the weaver made more stuff, that the worm had to do it, and it went crazy because it had so much it needed to break down. And now it's gone crazy. And its whole thing now is corrupting and decaying and killing and exploiting and destroying. It's trying to destroy everything. So that, the servants of the worm, is what we fight.
Right.
So all of this, the whole cycle, is part of reality, but we exist on Earth, I guess is the best way you could describe it. And Earth has its own thing. Earth is Gaia, Mother Nature.
Sounds like you guys are doing a really shitty job.
It's
the world's
not,
as bad as it is.
Yeah, it's not been great. It's tough. It's not
So-
like we go out and actively recruit. Like,
So I'm joining a losing team.
some people will say yes,
Oh,
some people will say no.
great.
But Gaia picked us. You, me, Jester, Ryder, Aspen, picked all of us, selected us to be this so that we could help. So we could do what we could to stop it, restore the balance. It's a big cosmic level thing.
Boy, now I really am not wanting to be right. Okay. Um, I have always wanted to help do good for people. I've always wanted to help better community and help out people who are being shit on and taken advantage of and used. This is a lot. Like, you're talking about saving the world. You're talking about Gaia. Like, that's some. I mean, you know how crazy this sounds, right?
But you did just see me turn into a wolf and back into a person. So.
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm crazy right now, but how does anybody have a normal life, though? How does anybody have, I mean, I can't. Okay, like, what am I going to do about my mom? What am I going to do about friends or anything like that? Like superhero movies, you know what I mean? I mean, all the werewolf movies I've seen, they always hurt the people they love. They always have to run away from home, or they always have to be shot with a silver bullet by their family members or their wives or whatever. Like, what? How do you have any? Do I have to run away from home? Do I have to leave the city? Like, how does it work?
You don't have to do any of that, man. That's the thing. Like, you're in a better position than a lot of other people who figured things out. One, somebody found you before it just happened on its own. Me. That's good. It means you're already getting pieces of the puzzle instead of having to figure it out yourself and making mistakes. Two, and that's what I was harping on last time, is you gotta learn how to keep it where it needs to be. Use it when it needs to be used. Control it. It's not impossible, but there are going to be moments, and you just need to learn to monitor yourself, to be really mindful, self-aware. And like I said, perks, right? Your mom or your friends are in trouble. Well, you have both the club and the sept. You got two different group of people that you're part of it now, so your shit is our shit now, and that's the way it's going to work.
Okay. Does it hurt when you change?
It's a. You asked Jester, so I'll describe it one way. It's different for everybody. For me, it's like you've been in a fight, right? When that adrenaline starts like really pumping and everything starts to like tingle and like buzz through your entire body. That's what it feels like for me. And then when I hit that new form, it's like a rush of things. Like right now, when I just changed, this place reeks. No offense to you, but that's on a level that only a dog could smell. So there's need to bring a pressure washer into this place. So there's just immediately new things hit you when you finish that and get into the pool. Your first time is gonna be odd. Might hurt, might not. Everyone's different, man. We're all different.
Okay. Do you know when it's going to happen? I mean, I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to hurt my mom, especially. Like, I don't want to do anything. I couldn't live with myself if I hurt her.
Yeah. So we talked about like blessing the clothes and stuff like that. We have different things that we could do, little tricks, little superpowers, like you said. And we traffic a lot with spirits. That's going to be a whole different conversation because, yeah, they're out there. Yeah.
Like ghosts?
No, like spirits of things, of ideas, of places. Kind of, there's ghosts. We call them ancestors, but they're not really ghosts. Ghosts are a different thing. We're jumping. We got to stop jumping. Just stay with me. I have a thing where I can keep track of you. And I can tell when you're getting close. So as long as you're near, I kind of always have a instinctual idea of where you're at.
Okay.
But you're close. I mean, you could try here if you want.
Not yet.
Okay. That's cool. I mean, there's going to come a point where I'm going to have to come get you. And we're going to have to go, like, camping for a while.
I understand.
Okay. But once that's over, right back. There'll be some training, some learning. Those spirits we talked about, it's gonna be like Scrooge, man. They're gonna come visit you.
Oh boy. Okay.
They're fine. Well, yeah, they're fine.
You say so. Okay. Well, I thank you for explaining it. I'm still not sure about the whole thing, but I'm trying to be more open-minded, and I don't want to be weird with all this anymore. I don't want to be awkward. I want to be here. I want to be part of this. And I can't help if I'm avoiding everything that you're saying and if I'm denying everything that you're saying. And as much as I don't like come of all this, it sounds like I can't run from it, and it sounds like I don't have any other choice.
You're to mention you were worried about not coming home. Ended up dead. Let me show you one more thing tonight. One more. He'll reach into his back pocket, take out his pocket knife, and hold out his hand. And he'll take the knife and he'll just push it through his hand. Kind of make a face too, and then pull it out. I mean, it still hurts, but. And then I will make a rage check to regenerate it.
Okay.
Good on the rage check.
And so as you feel the pain of the knife entering in, he winces, and then as you remove the knife and the blood starts to well and spill outwards, he looks down at the blood droplets spilling down, and then his eyes widen as the wound closes up. What?
Yep. You're going to be a lot harder to hurt than you think you're going to be. Show him both sides of the hand. Nothing. Good as new.
Wolverine.
No, that's a good analogy. Yeah. And when you're big, scary, twice as good.
Also, dude, I just cleaned the bar. Like, seriously?
It was dramatic effect. All right.
Okay, that's fair.
I'll help.
It
I'll
was
help you
worth
clean
it.
up.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
Okay. Just. It's going to be. I mean, trust me. You're going to turn into like a 9-foot killing machine that can regenerate and do all kinds of crazy shit. The idea of you ending up dead is a possibility, but it's also really, really hard for it to happen.
I mean, I didn't choose the biker life assuming that it was safe. What's different?
Oh, you could drive 90 down the highway without a helmet from now on. I mean, the cops will probably be pissed, but I mean,
Not
that
in
shit's not
Florida.
gonna matter anymore. You're good. I mean, once we get you changed and trained, you'll be good. Won't have to worry about that anymore.
Okay.
Perks, man. Perks.
Gonna try and remember that. It's still a lot, but thanks, Lucas. This helped a lot. Not yet. I need to think, and I just want to enjoy a little bit more time of not having to be that yet.
That's fair. If you start having weird dreams or start hearing things, then
I'll tell you.
call me immediately.
I will, for sure.
Okay.
Well, I'll lock up. You just head out, and I'll let you know if anything happens.
All right. I'll grab my vest off of the counter, put it back on, and give him a little knock on the bar, and see you later, brother.
He grabs a spray bottle and sprays and wipes down the blood droplets off the bar, gives you a wave as you head to the front door and out into the gravel parking lot. There's the two bikes, yours and his, out in the parking lot. Walking out across the gravel, you reach your bike. And as you're mounting the bike, getting ready to turn on the engine, a loud screech pierces through the air. The sound of the screech hits your ears and sends your vision swirling, disorienting you, sending you reeling. Dizzily, you start to stumble off of your bike. And as you try to gain your footing, suddenly a gout of spit hits you in the face. And as it does, you find yourself completely blinded. The dizzying causes you to drop to a knee before you feel these large clubbing hands batter you beside the head, causing your vision to go dark as you drop to the ground and everything goes black. And this is where we go to break. We'll be back in just a few minutes with the second half of tonight's story. Welcome back. As we return, we find ourselves at the Split Helm, a bar opened by Jace, Dreams in Decay. It is a refurbished warehouse down in the shipping district of Tampa. Now, Jester has been taking care of the bar for the most part during Jace's recovery period, but Jace has finally returned to retake control and ownership of the bar, and Jace is happy to be back in charge and in control. But as a thank you, he's brought Jester over for drinks, for food, and for a conversation. And so this is where we pick up our scene. The scene is yours.
Well, you didn't burn it down.
No, usually I'm not one to play with fire, so, you know.
I know what you've been doing recently with Charles, so that's a lie.
That's necessary.
Oh, so different form of fire. Got it. Okay. Not here, though. I appreciate that. Let's keep those things away from here as
Probably
long
the
as
best.
possible. Yeah. You know, alcohol and fire.
Not good.
Not great. Although, if we need it, Molotovs, be totally willing to get some of those set up for you guys. I won't use them, but I can at least put a rag in a couple of the bottles.
Okay, like if we ever need, you know, yeah, if we're ever in need of makeshift weapons or bombs.
we got some stuff here. Do you want a drink though?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. What do you want?
Just give me a beer.
Yeah, I just want the regular house stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Go
It's not
behind the
bad.
bar. It's all right. Make 2 regular beers for her and I.
Look, I'm not a beer snob, so.
You know what? Me either, really. I'm more of a liquor guy, but there's times where beer is just goes down a little bit easier, especially depending on who's making the drinks.
Yeah. Definitely.
So, first off, just wanted to say, one, you did a great job with this, and I'm not really good at this. Thank you.
You're welcome. I was happy to help you out. You kind of, like, did me a big one.
Yeah, that was a one-off, hopefully. The next ones are all you.
Good, yeah. We should be in opposite positions on that.
I agree. I did want to kind of extend something to you. Don't know how often, like, if you enjoyed doing this, but back in Columbus, I had a few partners, made my life a little bit easier on the bar side of things. There would be a pay increase, of course, but if you wanted to be a partner on the Split Helm, it'd be an honor to have you as part of it.
Couple things. I know nothing about running a business, so, like, I might actually be a hindrance to you on that part.
You didn't do terrible. The books looked pretty good as far as I could tell. Making money, that's always good. You're a people person. Were there any fights or anything that broke out? Well, more than normal?
Not more than, like, normal in a bar, and I was able to calm things down pretty easily. I mean,
You see, you're a natural.
second thing, we talked about this, I think, at one of the meetings. Like, you know, I'm secretary of the motorcycle club, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, you know, like, I'm gonna have to. I'd love to help you out and accept. I just want you to know that, like, I do need to balance time between things. I've kind of been taking on a lot, and Um, funnily enough, Star pointed out that I probably need to not take on so much. So,
You had the patron come down and tell, wow.
yeah, I mean, she also kind of like gave me a couple things to do. I consider them opportunities.
Optimism. Good.
Yeah, I've been feeling optimistic lately.
Good. Yeah, well, you don't have to answer now. It's just another extension of the thank you. You just have done such a great job, and it's another it's an income. But I get that you have been taking on a lot. You have a knack for that.
Yeah, I guess it's a personality trait.
Yeah, I could say I could see that.
Some might consider it a flaw. I'm like, it's a feature.
Yeah, embrace the stuff. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, if you do end up, the overall invitation stands for until you give me an answer. So there's no rush on it.
Okay.
I did have a conversation with I think I've talked to you about Olivia. She's like my best friend up in Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
She talked to me about what's going on in Michigan. She kind of gave me a heads up on that. Her so that the sept up there and then a few others are going to go to the mine, and they're
Okay.
gonna head up there, and they're gonna go get us a bunch of the iron.
Right. Yeah, that's why. Well, I know the Hellhounds were talking about possibility of going to the mine before they left to go negotiate a deal. So
From
not
what
surprised.
Olivia told me, the Hellhounds aren't going to be actually taking on the mine. They too young. The liabilities. It's kind of the gist that I got from that.
Interesting. Mostly because they seemed pretty before they left, they were like already starting to make plans. But then again,
Interesting.
maybe they overstepped. I do know two of them got into some sort of like tussle with each other.
Yeah. Yeah. I gave her a bit of a heads up on different things to be aware of. I don't have a picture of that fertilizer, the bags of it. I'm unsure if you still had one of those.
Yeah, I do.
You can send that to me. I'm gonna send that up to her just because the area they're going to is a Endron, subsidiary of Pentex. So give her a heads up on all the different stuff that they could possibly run into. And her being a screenwriter, she was eating that up. She was super excited and a little scared of all the stuff that we're having to deal with here.
As far as I know, Indron's not connected to this, but I can definitely send you I can also send you pictures of the plants because I try to take pictures of them whenever I see them out, or new ones I come across.
Yeah,
Just to send to her for help too.
That'd be awesome. That would be a huge help. I tried describing them, but
yeah.
not one with the words.
I mean, if it's an iron mine, though, they're probably not going to be in the mine itself because, actually, I went to the swamp of the Mokale, She Who Shines. Charles and I went and took care of that issue, and I tested out the iron knife we had, and it actually destroyed the plants pretty easily.
Good, roots and all.
Roots and all.
Okay, that's great news.
Yeah, and so I got caught in one of the explosions from one of the plants, and I could feel myself being infected, but I was able to like act fast enough, and I actually used the dagger to like wipe off a lot of the pollen or destroy the pollen, and it burned like all hell. But I was better after, and Eliza's pretty much given me like clean bill of health. So seems like the iron will work on that as like fast acting if you can catch it fast enough.
That's good. And Eliza gave you the. Oh, go ahead. Good. Well, that's crazy. It sounds terrifying. How was it though? Like honestly, like how was walking to the swamp like with a Mokle?
Terrifying, annoying, like she really doesn't like us. I'm not lying.
I caught that.
Does led us in the most inconvenient route to wherever these plants were. Like literally had to lean on Charles so I would not continue to slip underwater.
So Charles was in the swamp.
Mm-hmm.
You
He
got a
had
picture.
he had galoshes and a whole like fishing, like a whole suit.
You got a picture of that, right?
No, I did not. I was
Ah.
more
I get it. You're mission focused. Missed opportunity though.
fair.
Could have been holiday cards right there. Put that right on the fridge, right? Actually, right up there on the bar. Might even like blow it up. Next time.
Next time, yeah. Well, next time.
Well, it sounded like it went well though.
It did. She said with it done, we're neutral, I suppose. And if we want her help in anything, we have to do something else. But talk to Aspen about that, and
Neutral's better than the enemy, so I guess we'll take it.
yeah. Hey, look, at least it's a step in the right direction, because that's one less person we have to worry about possibly fighting.
It's just the fact that she just walked right in after we just got done with everything, and then already saying the crazy shit that she does.
I saw it.
You saw? No.
I saw her. She turned into a motherfucking dragon, and she breathed fire.
That's not fair. So we've become these big hairy wolves, hair catched on fire, and she. Cool. All right. Big scaly beast breathes fire. We get fun claws.
And teeth.
My apologies. We also have teeth. How big? Like, was she like the size of like a gator, just but able to?
Bigger. Maybe a small building.
Yeah, we need to make that one a friend. I'm not cool with neutral anymore.
I'm working on it.
How many were there? Was it just her?
I think so. Unless she had 4 gators with her, but I think they were just regular gators. But they were well trained.
Like sentient?
I mean, one was annoyed that I was taking so long to go through the swamp, but I don't think it was like our level. They still kind of seemed to be gators.
Okay.
They might have been really good actors. I'm not lying. I really wasn't totally paying attention to how they were acting.
Yeah, you're having to be on Charles as your boat or raft.
I leaned, I walked. It was better, and then I had to climb a 20-foot tall tree to get to the stupid plant.
Which
flies.
ones? Oh, it was one of the flying ones. Okay.
Yeah, there were like a few of the nest things up in the trees, and 2 of the ones, the bulb ones.
I really don't like those ones.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the iron dagger works, and we have that. More coming in.
Yeah. The problem with the iron is that, like, when I was using the dagger, every time I'd use it on one of the plants, like, it's hard to explain, but the dagger was getting smaller. Like, the iron was like, it was, you had to sacrifice a little bit of the iron every time I had destroyed one of the plants. So it's not like we're gonna be able to just like get a certain amount and be fine with it. Like, is probably gonna have to be something that we're getting until this is all handled.
Well, damn. Okay. I guess in a way that makes a little bit of sense, though. They have a spiritual side to them. The way that these things are working with spirits, there's a give and take.
Yeah.
So I guess that, in a way, makes sense in how that would be taking away something from this end to destroy it on the other.
Yeah.
But did Charles get like super disgusting? Like, was he just super upset afterwards? Like, did the water get into his stuff?
No.
Okay.
You were.
I don't say I want to go next time, but in the event that I do, I'm gonna be recording the whole thing, and then
Yeah. Okay. You know, if he does get really mad at that, he's probably gonna get pissed you're recording it.
it's fine. We have good, not good. We have an okay rapport.
Were you there when we went out in the swamp like months ago? I don't remember.
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah, like he did not have that, and he was super pissed.
I can see it.
In his quiet, super pissed way that he is when he's just a person and not fighting things.
Is he ever really chatty with you? Does he's always super stoic. Like, he will talk a little bit when we go out and train and stuff, but it's more of direction and how I'm doing it wrong and how to fix it. Then he gives me a big long spiel on how I need to connect deeper with the combat and how it will better with like the outcome and stuff like that. But he's always just so focused on everything. Is he always like that?
No.
Okay.
I mean, he used to be, but not anymore. He's different at home.
I'm glad for your sake, because I feel like aspects of life during different things might be a little annoying.
Charles has many layers. What he's showing you is not what he is. And I mean, it took a lot of annoying the shit out of him and just getting under his skin. But kind of, I don't know. I always saw it, that there was something more. And then at my lowest points, or one of my lowest points, he was there for me and he didn't stop until I was better.
And you're past that now, right?
I am.
Okay.
I'll tell you about it someday.
Just who I am. I like the tea.
I know. I also like spilling tea.
Perfect. I'll drink that all up.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you have someone though that you're able to share that kind of stuff with, and that he was there for you.
Yeah. Do you have someone? Olivia, I guess? You said she was your best friend, right?
She is my best friend. She's the distance, and we're both really busy, and I was infected, and so when I told her that I underwent that rite, and I forgot to tell her prior, she was a little upset. She was happy that it all went well, but she was not happy that I told her after the fact. But no, she's someone that I share as much as I can with. I didn't tell her when I was telling her about the things that we're dealing with here. I kept the secrets that we have here, as far as Ravi,
shit.
yeah, all the weird shit. I did ask for her to reach out to Spirit Keeper. She's a Theurge up in Columbus, just to see if she knows anything about Turtle. And that's all I told her. Just ask her if she knows anything about Turtle. I'm curious if it's reaching further out, and if it can go all the way up there, maybe it can give some insight on different things if Turtle was more than just a coastal thing. If it had a different reach somewhere else. But I didn't want to give too much, just because it is kind of a Karen thing, and it's an us thing here.
I get it. Thanks. Hopefully, hopefully she does know more. I mean, think it would go a long way if we were able to bring Turtle back. And I don't just mean for us back, but like for Gaia.
I really feel like that is part of my purpose of being here. Outside of trying to get the spirits out of the funk that they're currently in, and trying to get everything back to where it at least was. One of the things I was told early on, as after my first change, is my way of seeing things through the crack and finding the things that are lost. It's one of the reasons why Rat brought me in, and then bringing me here, had to find something lost, and Turtle was lost real good. Like, couldn't really get more lost than that.
Maybe it means that you were the only one that could find him.
I don't know about that, but there's a lot of Theurges out there.
Do you believe in destiny, Jace?
I believe in aspects of it. I believe that there are different things that people are set out to do. I don't necessarily believe that really dictates on the characteristics that come along with it, though, if that makes sense.
I suppose a bit, but I wonder, like, if it does exist in ways or, paths that people are set on, wouldn't they be given the tools to be able to make it through that path?
I'd like to think so. But there are some people who sit and grime through the mud, and I'd hate to think that that's their destiny.
Fair.
It's one of the reasons why I make the bars that I do. Help
Yeah.
out the people who are struggling. Give them a shelter for at least a little bit, some food, something to drink. Just a little bit of light.
Yeah. Maybe you're right.
As far as destiny, do you believe in it?
I don't know. Seems that the spirits, and I know that they know way more than we do on things, but it seems several of them know stuff that is coming or things that will happen.
Spirits
And
like, I'm sorry.
nah, and so like they like to use destiny a lot, and so it's just a lot to figure out.
It is. Spirits like to they take in the emotion usually that you're giving out, and they can give a overall prediction of a future that can continue on that emotion that you're feeling, or an alternate one that can pull you out of it. And it's hard to really determine on which path you need to take, but that's why the spirits do that. It's a way of them challenging you, for you to take what they said and do your own interpretation of it.
So it's just another test.
Yeah, kind of. And there's times where they're very serious and they are adamant on this is how it's going to be. But I've seen where people have changed it. But then the spirit comes out and says, this turned out just the way I thought. And they play it as if that's how they wanted it to go. Now, speaking of spirits, after the rite and everything, I had a vision sitting at this babbling creek.
Mm-hmm.
Very similar to the one that I was having when I was first infected with what was going on. But this one was different. It was calming, and Rat was there. Rat and I had a conversation, and him saying the things that he does. He told me that here soon I'm going to be given a choice that I have to reject because I'm prone to do stupid things when it involves other people. And he told me that I need to not do that. Now, like what I just said, that isn't up to the interpretation on the words that he used and everything about that. I have to do more thinking on what's going to happen because there's so much that goes on here in Tampa. I don't know what stupid thing is going to be going on, but I have to really think before I act now.
Same. I mean, Star didn't just come down for like, maybe she came down for a conversation, but like I said, she gave me a series of opportunities, and I kind of really have to think about how I'm going to approach doing them. Because, I'm also, in my past, I've kind of rushed into things without really thinking about them.
Some people say being impulsive is a great thing to be. As my Garou life has gone on, I think it's bitten me more than it's actually benefited me.
Yeah. Same.
Do you need, if you need help with any of those opportunities that you're calling them?
I will definitely give you a call. And same, like if you need help on the decision you have to make, I'm here for you.
Jester, at this point, your phone starts to vibrate.
Glance down at it.
you look at the phone, it says Howler's MC.
I think I have to go.
Okay.
Club business.
Fun.
I'm official now, so I gotta actually do things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got your vest, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I'll close up here.
Okay.
When you pick up the phone, Jester, it's Larry.
Hey, what's up?
I was just closing up and I just talked to Lucas, and when I went out to get home, I think something's happened.
I'm gonna stop. What's happened?
Well, he left maybe 10 minutes ago, or at least I thought he did. And when I came outside to get on my bike, his bike's still here and there's blood on the ground and he's gone.
Okay. I'll be there shortly.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn right back around and open the door. Hey, something's happened to Lucas, I think.
Oh. Okay.
How fast can you close up?
Give me 30 seconds. You'll just kind of swipe everything off of the counter, grab his key. All right, let's go.
Okay.
As you go rushing out, we transition to our last scene. Lucas. As the darkness fades, your head is splitting. You have a headache unlike anything you've ever had before. You feel the reverberations of that screech still banging around on the inside of your mind. You still feel the sticky saliva coating your cheeks. As you try to move, you find that you are bound. You're bound in wrought iron chains. And you feel a heaviness on your head. And as you try to get your surroundings, as your dark vision takes hold, you're hanging upside down from high above a cavern wall. You can't see the ground below. You don't know how high you are, but it's just pitch blackness down below. You hear the sounds of dripping water and the squeaks of creatures off in the distance that you can't make out. You can hear scurrying along the roof above, the flapping of wings. Something doesn't feel right. And then comes the voice, but as it speaks, it seems to bounce off the cavern walls, giving you no idea as to where it's coming from, as if it could be coming from anywhere. What did you do to me?
Lucas will kind of turn his head, looking around, not necessarily able to localize that. What are you talking about?
You're the ones responsible for this. They told us you are the one responsible for this.
Who told you that?
The voices say you're the ones responsible. You!
I am gonna activate Eyes of the Owl.
You call upon the gifts of the owl, your eyes starting to emanate the yellow glow. You see that you are in a cave, a massive cavern that extends out in all directions. And on the cavern walls, there are chalk etchings all over the surfaces of the walls. On some of the walls, there's a repeated drawing over and over and over again of a white bat. Crudely drawn, some on the ceiling, some on the side walls. And then there is a charcoal drawing of a crudely drawn wolf. And in the mouth of the crudely drawn wolf is dried blood. And in chalk around, why? Why? Why me? Looking around, trying to source the voice, you still can't find the creature, the person. Look all you like. You can't find me.
You're one of them. One of the bats.
What am I?
So you're not all dead.
I don't know what we are. We were not this. We became this thing.
How long have you been alone?
Days, weeks, months, endless times. Tick tock, time.
Can I see the ground now?
As you look downward, it is a long, far distance down. You have to estimate at least 150 feet to the ground, and there is water at the bottom. And you're unable to tell how deep the water would be. But there is jagged rocks sticking out of the bottom of the water.
Does this cave look like the one I saw in the vision?
This one does not look like the one you saw in the vision specifically, but you know that there were a lot of tunnels that broke off from that cave. So it's hard to say.
What do you want from me?
It tells us to bites you. It tells us just to bites to makes the pains go away. Just a bites, it says. Just a bites. But I sees you. I hears you. I knows you. Ba-bump, ba-bump, ba-bump. I knows you well. Slice, slice, slice. 1, 2, 3. You're not sorry. Still not sorry.
You don't know shit about me.
Don't die! Yous did this to us. Yous made us like this. What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
Yes, you did. Admit it. We's were normal. We's were human. And then it changed. We heard the scream. We heard it. We heard the cry.
You heard bat.
We heard the cry. Days, weeks, maybe months. A wail. You did it. You made us like this. You brought it back.
My people hunted you. But
That's
I didn't
what
bring
they
anything
say.
back.
They say you killed us. Then why make us like this? Why? You want to kill more? You haven't had enough?
I don't want to kill you anymore.
Then why make us?
I didn't make you. Why
Yes,
do you keep
you
saying
did.
that?
Months we have been like this. Because of you. Months we have been alone, away from all we love. Because of you. Because of what you did.
I don't understand. What did I do?
You made the scream. You made the scream. We heard it, and we changed. And then, the voice. The voice. It tells us to bite you. Because you killed us. Because you ate us.
I don't hate you. I don't even know you.
Your kind hates us. Your kind killed us, but we are back because of you. So maybe it's our turns. Maybe you brought us back because you haven't had enough, because you're not sorry. You are not sorry for killing. You want more killing.
You're right. I'm not sorry. And I'm not going to be sorry for what I did. But I didn't mean to have anything happen to you. And I don't understand how the two things are even related.
Then why did you make it scream? Why did you make us? We was man. Just man. We was normal. We was normal. And then scream. Scream from White. And then White gone.
Then you were alone.
So alone. And then voice says bite. Bite, 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 bite. But I am not a monster.
No, you're not. You're like me. Two things. Killer, not killer. Two things.
Why the scream? What did you do?
I don't know. I don't know. I thought I stopped something, but I don't know what the hell I was doing.
We heard it, and then we changed. So loud. We still hears it when we sleeps.
Were you in a building when you heard it?
Yes. With family. Now they're dead.
I might be able to help you. But you have to want me to help you.
Voice says bites, you say help. Who is right, who is wrong?
What happens after you bite?
Revenge. Revenge for family, revenge for others, your kind kill.
Have you bitten anything else?
Yes. Dogs, cats, cows.
But not people.
Not since family. Horrible. It was horrible.
I'm not going to ask you to bite anything. I'm not going to ask you to hurt anything, kill anything. That's the difference between me and the voice. Because I know what it's like after you do that. You know I know that.
Says I won't care like you.
Maybe. That doesn't make you better.
I don't want to care, don't want to hurt anymore.
Just because you don't care doesn't mean you don't hurt. I believe in what I did, and I justify it, and live in terror that somebody will find that out about me. That I don't care what I did. That I'm really the monster that I think that I am, that I don't want people to know that. Doesn't make it better.
You says you can help us?
We could try.
Roll me a charisma and persuasion.
Rage 1.
I would say rage 2 in this scenario. You are dangling upside down in a very uncomfortable situation.
Just the brutal roll, not a brutal critical. So 1 success.
Okay.
Only rage dice.
You can't help us. Try is not good enough. But we not bite you yet. No. No, we wait, we learn. We learn what we are. We learn what you did. We learn. Hang in there. You hear the beating of wings echoing off the cavern walls. As you hear the sound of the wings get further and further away, what's going through your mind?
Lucas is confused. He doesn't know how this thing knows so much about him. He doesn't know how he's connected to it, but as much as he wants to separate himself from what happened between his tribe and them, he can't but help feel guilt and responsibility for it.
Does Lucas want to try and escape?
No.
Okay. Then this is where our story comes to a close. But not without one last scene. As our season comes, or our summer comes to a close, we have more than one last scene. It's August 1st. We find ourselves at the motorcycle club. Larry is cleaning behind the bar, wringing his hands on a rag as Lucas hasn't returned and Jester and Jace have gone to investigate. Damien, a scrappy young prospect known for being lazy and rather annoying, comes walking out of the back and says, "Give me a beer." Larry kind of grumbles, but walks over, grabs the beer, pops the top, walks over and sets it on the bar. Damien picks it up, drinks it, chugs the whole beer down, and sets it down. Another. Larry nods his head, walks over and grabs another, pops the top, sets it down. Damien chugs the beer, and then slams it on the bar, knocking over the first beer, which is barely, has a little bit of liquid in the bottom, and spills onto the bar top, the liquid spilling over the bar. Damien says, "Do you do anything else around here besides clean up the bar?" Larry turns away from Damien and says, "Yes." And as he grits his teeth, a growl emanates from his throat as he starts to change. We cut away to a dark room. The room has a single spotlight in the center of the floor. The rest is just shadows around the exterior. A cell phone rings. We hear the receiver pick up. And we hear a voice say, "It's done." We then hear the phone hang up. Then we hear a long, dragging sound. And in the pool of light, a hand enters into the pool. A feminine hand dragging a long bull whip before it snaps and cracks. And that's where our story comes to a close. Thank you so much to these amazing players. Thank you to everybody watching at home. This is the end of our summer season. We'll be back in late September, so stay tuned to all of our social media to find out what date exactly we will be returning. I believe it's going to be September 20-something, but stay tuned for the exact date. We will miss you so much, and if you need to go catch up on YouTube for all of the episodes that you have missed, because this story is ramping up and you will want to know what's going on when you return. Go follow St. Pete by Night on all of that social media down below, and come join our community by following that Discord link down below. We've got our last episode of Hellhounds for the summer season this Friday over on YouTube at 7 p.m. So go tune into that. For these amazing players, I'm Kent. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Have a lovely summer, everyone.